Mm, happy Tuesday. Nobody should be celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Them people has got us in the position we in now. I shouldn't say that, but it's the truth. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Let's Chat with Trinity Black. Our guest tonight is Kiala Santi from the great state of Florida. Make sure that you share the live so that she can get her story out. We can talk to her for an hour or so and get to know her on a different level. Until then, house announcements. Let's see. Was there pageants this weekend? Oh, Black Continental at Large. Congratulations to Carlton, I want to say St. James, and Beyonce Black. Congratulations and welcome to the family. Of course, the next day we woke up, or 2 days later we wake up, and we have one of the Black Continental family. He has passed away. So he was my king in 2008. So we want to send a special prayer to his family, to Cartier legend. Always fun to be around. If you know him, you know he's just a hoot. So rest in peace to him. What's coming up? Let's see. This weekend is Mother's Day, so I hope that you all have gotten your gifts. Y'all, why is gas $4? Why? Why is gas so high? Anyway, I said it because I'm going home to see my mama. Girl, Jesus. I'm trying to go back to them college days when you be like, I need some gas money to come home. But yeah, so Mother's Day is this weekend. So make sure that if you have your mother still alive, you are honoring her this Sunday, whether you're going to see her or whether you are sending her gifts, calling her, just making her feel special on Mother's Day because we love mothers. We're here because of mothers, right? $6? Where are you at, Auntie Tracy? Because baby, we won't be going nowhere. I went to go fill up today, and that thing said $4. I said, whoa. I mean, last week it was $3.89, so I can only imagine it was going to get higher. $5.99. Jesus, that is too, girl. Speaking of, y'all, I had a great conversation with former Miss Black America Plus, former Miss USA at Large, former Miss Florida F5 today, former Miss Duval and Miss Duval Plus, DeRay Ciara Saunders. And we were talking about just different things, and we ended up getting on voting and end up getting on what's going on in the country. So make sure y'all are voting. Make sure that whatever your district is, whatever you can, if you can early vote, if you know you're somebody that travels a lot and you don't want to miss deadlines, go vote while you can. Please. Y'all see and hear what they're trying to do with this country. Y'all see and hear what they're trying to do with us. So please exercise your right to vote. Our ancestors really fought, really died, and did a lot so that we're able to vote. So please make sure you vote. I'm not a political person. I don't get into all of that. I just do what I know to do what's right in what's going on. Like, I'm not gonna get on here and preach to you about politics and all of that stuff because I don't indulge in that. I think that, especially now with this administration, it's just so draining and nobody wants to deal with that. But I do know that we need to vote. So that I can definitely tell you. But other than that, we have Cosmo Elegance coming up next week, honoring the Tanisha Iman in, I want to say, Kansas City, Missouri. So if you're available to go and support Tanisha, please do. If you are a potential contestant, I'm sorry, one of my nails, I was channel. If you are a potential contestant or you're looking to be a contestant, please hit her up. I think they have some type of like entry fees going on that you can try to have. So hit up Tanisha. That is May the 17th, which is actually not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. Other than that, also is I don't know the name of it, but it's in Memphis. It's a MBU prelim. You can hit up Portia, Cairo, and or Katrina and Monica. I know it's Monica's prelim, but I don't know the name of the prelim. But it will be in Memphis on the 17th. So if you're trying to qualify for Continental, shit. If you're trying to qualify for MBU, I said Continental because Miss Continental Plus promo just popped up. Sorry. If you're trying to qualify for NBU this October, make sure that you are following the different dates and the different uh, prelims they have going on. It's a lot of them. Diamond of the South Plus and Newcomer will be May the 29th. That's in New Orleans. So make sure that you are supporting those individuals down there in New Orleans. The next day is Magnifique. I believe that is Kendall, and I'm not really sure who his queen is. But if you want to do that, so yeah, and then what else? The next day is Creole NBU. So if you want to qualify for NBU, you got plenty of opportunities, so don't let them pass you by. What's up, Jalissa? And so yeah, that's what's going on. I'm just waiting on Kyla. She's definitely a late girl. That's why I told her to be on early. Other than that, that's what's going on in May. People's is August the 2nd. If you are interested, please reach out to the board, the owners, myself, or Rico. Presentation is Black All That Glitters, 80%. Talent can be solo, evening gown, sportswear, and of course, the interview. It is in Concord, North Carolina. Yeah, peoples. And the scholarship will end on July the 1st. So if you know anyone that is interested in attending a HBCU, will be attending a HBCU, or is attending a HBCU for the 2026-2027 school year, make sure that they apply. It's lots of money on the line, $1,500 and more. I have about 12 or 13 applicants so far, but only one of them is community. Well, she just inboxed me and said she was ready. So, yeah. So yeah, if you're interested in that, getting that free money, or you know someone that is attending an HBCU that can do it, just make sure that they have proof of that, proof of a 2.5 GPA that's from college, that's from high school and or in college. And then you can also send in your video on why you deserve this scholarship. And so that is due by July 1 at 11:59 p.m. I have about 6 more HBCU. My goal was to tour 25, so I have about 6 more to go. Alabama has the most, and I think I've went to all of them except for 3. 2 of them are closed down, but I still will go, just like I went to the one in Chattanooga that was closed down. Excuse me, not Chattanooga, Knoxville. Yeah, so I'm interested in that. Other than that, we are ready to go. Our guest is here, live and in color. So I'm going to not hold her because I know she's a working woman. So let's bring on the sweetest of them all. She is Kiala Santi. Hey, Greg.
Hi, how are you?
Girl, what are you pouring?
Oh, a little barefoot.
Listen, are you finna give it to us, girl?
You know what? I thought about how I wanted to act because it's all an act. But I said, you know what? Let me be myself. Let me be as transparent and as real as I could possibly be because that's what it's all about. Being able to like get to know people and really understand that everything that I've done, you can do it too. So
Yeah, when we created, I often say we guys in college because it did start with Wendell and I while we were Renaissance, and of course, his schedule is not allowing us to him to be on every Tuesday, so I had to keep it going myself. But when we created this platform, it was for our icons, our legends, our veterans that have been in the game 20 plus years. Because what happened was we don't get to hear everyone's stories. We don't know
yes.
how Kyla got started or what Kyla may be doing. And I beat myself up all the time because we had Desiree and we had Kitty Litter both booked and
Oh
they ended up
wow.
passing before I could get their stories. And only person that can tell your story the best is yourself. So that is why
Absolutely.
I want to say I'm tired of doing this. We did over 100 of these interviews, but that's why that keeps me going because you never know who you can touch. You never know who's watching you from a distance, who may not even know who Kyla is, but this hour or so would get you closer. And every week when I interview someone, even if I've known them 20 plus years, I learn something new about everybody. So that
Absolutely
is why.
sickening.
So thank you for
Okay.
giving me this little time. I want to talk about last night because, honey, you had a congratulatory dinner. So tell us
Yes.
how it feels to be, praised and to be, revered by your peers for an
Mm.
outstanding achievement that you got.
So I am extremely grateful for everyone that played a part in helping me to get to Atlanta to compete for Sweetheart National. But when we say praise, that in itself makes me cringe a little bit. And I oftentimes tell folks the praise that you would give me, turn it back to yourself. Give it back to yourself, because sometimes we can get into a space where we idolize people and forget to idolize ourselves. And I was guilty of that for a very long time. But last night was really good. I have to thank, a huge shout out to Amari, and I will always thank Amari because he's been such a huge part of just me being just me getting back to myself. So I he put it all together, and it was extremely nice. It was cute. We had a good time. We laughed, we fellowshipped, we ate, and we definitely drunk. So it was good.
Okay. Well, shouts out to Amar. He's a friend to the show. We've interviewed him before too. And so it's good to have friends that pour into you, like you said,
Yes.
and can give back. I want to start from the beginning. So if y'all don't know, Kyla is a part of that crew from like 15, 20 years ago. Me, Kyla, Daniel,
Three-way
Dantes,
three-way
Tamika.
calls, and
We would be
yes.
on the three-way calls all night long. Me and Daniel would be doing audit. Kyla would be finished studying because she had school the next morning. We would
Yes.
just be on the phone all night long. So this is really, really, really nostalgia for us going back to that. But so I know a lot of your history, but people don't. So from the beginning, talk to us about life growing up in Florida for you. How was that for you? Take us through that journey.
Okay, so born in Daytona, we moved to Orlando, maybe like around third, fourth grade or so, right? And I had one friend, and his name is Kenny, also Junior Dunk, and so that'll be helpful later.
Okay.
But we would grow up, girl. My mama allowed me to be me, you know. She didn't understand everything. I don't think she had the language to understand everything, but she allowed me to be me. Of course, she had other family members. Oh, he need to be in football. He need to be he need to be doing this and doing that. But she allowed me to be in dance, in cheerleading. She allowed me to help in a major way by doing my sister's hair. Baby, I kept my sister's hair done. And every now and then I have me a little Barbie doll or something. But she allowed me to be me. And that only helped growing up, because once I got to high school, I had like the rap and everything. If anybody know me from back then, they know, like, when I first came out, it was the relaxed hair, girl. I had my Andre 3000 bob, and I was just um mediocre though. I'll say my dead name. Bernard was just kind of like this. You feel me? Like, I didn't really have like, I was never really overly happy or overly sad. I was just kind of like coasting kind of thing.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until um I graduated high school and I went to a club. Now, mind you, prior to this, the language is important, because prior to this, my family would always say gay, 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 you gay, you gay, you gay. I never knew there was more.
Mhm.
So when I went out to the club, I'm like, okay, I might be gay, but what's who is that? What is that?
Right.
And I didn't realize that there was the T in the LGBT, Q. So I discovered that. I discovered what it is to be transgender. I discovered other gays, other family, and that played out in itself. I don't know if you want to go that far just yet, but
No.
um, it was good. I discovered my chosen family, and that's when I started hanging out. I was the gay boy in the club, Jay setting. Now,
Yeah.
we wasn't like serious like how the kids be, but we had put our routines together, and we came in there and did our 8 counts, back sweating, hair now poofy. But we was out there, we did our thing, and that led me to meet Evelyn Sanchez. And when I say, like, what is that? That's who I was talking about. I mean, because Evelyn was like, okay, Evelyn was the Stasha of Orlando at the time. Like she was like the it newcomer, still very newcomer, but she was sewing, she was doing makeup. She always looked like oh my god, I got it. Like what is like I gotta be it. So through those routines, we started to dance back up. I started dancing back up for folks, and Eve was one of the first, and my daddy Sergio was came along as well. So that's how I met him, and we ended up dancing for Eve, and I danced for Sergio at Black Universe one year too, my first time going. But when I danced for Eve, she wouldn't take my ideas, girl. Like
Mm.
I'd be like, "Well, you can do this. Let's do it like this." She didn't want to take my idea, so I was like, "You know what? What am I supposed to do? Because I really want to get this little creative little niche out or itch out." And Sergio was like, "Well, you know, you could do it yourself." I could do what now? I could do it my. I said, "You know what? I sure can. I sure can." We did one last routine. I think we did Janet Jackson all night. Don't stop, don't stop. And after that, girl, I was on my own. I was doing my own thing. And Sergio really helped me to understand that like as talented as you are, you have something that you need to contribute as well. So whatever that is, let's bring that to life. Girl, I
Mhm.
went home. I had a boyfriend at the time, and before the interview, he said, "Don't say his name," I think, but people know who it is.
Mhm.
I had this guy friend, and we laid in the bed. We came up with the name Kyla,
Mhm.
and he was like, "Won't you do it like? Won't you do this name and spell it like this?" And I was like, "Okay, that works." And then we got with Sergio, told him he liked it. So then it became Kyla Nicole Santi. Mind you, one of the names that I really wanted was Mildred, girl. I
What?
wanted to be girl,
Mildred?
I wanted to be Mildred Martinez Margolati. Girl, I thought that name
Who calling that out at the end of the night for when you need a
Mildred, Mildred,
girl?
Mildred, Mildred, Mildred. I wanted to be Millie, but but Kyla stuck. And
Thank God.
now we're outside of graduation. It's 2005, and I did my first pageant. I did do my closet ball. Did my first pageant and I won. And it was then that I knew that like, you know, this is what I really want to do because Kyla, like I said, like took off. Like Bernard was like
Coast.
coasting. But Kyla, everybody loved Kyla when I first came out. Like they all just kind of like was like, oh yeah. Like I don't know. It just something that people liked. You know, I was very nice, still nice, but I was even nicer then. But people
Mhm.
really like took to me. And then as we began to like do pageants, or I started off, I met Antoinette. She had me on probation, I think, for a little minute, girl. But of course I met Romel, I met Wayne, I met all of Antoinette kids and everybody that came along with her. Rainbow, who literally became my dresser. And then those folks that like Kenny Junior Dunk, he became like one of my dancers, and we just formed this sense of community.
Mhm.
These it would be like 4 and 5 people living with me at a time, girl. It was like we would have pizza all day, and then we would dance all night. Like we
Nice.
would just be up, you know, doing what we enjoy doing. And so that turned into like the closet ball. This is something. So with being the closet ball now, I met Fonzie,
Mhm.
Jaleese, and Danteas. Those are my promoters for the closet ball.
Mhm.
When I tell you Fonzie didn't play with me, changed my whole everything. So I don't know if you're gonna like me to say this, but so Fonzie, I remember one of my best memories of Fonzie and Jaleese starting out was um they took me to Forever 21 and they said, pick you 10 outfits
Mhm.
and stand over here. Now I don't know what happened, I don't know what was what, but they bought me my clothes, came out, girl, gave me my bags, And girl, it started from there. I was like tipping like a closet ball, but I had my little boots on, girl. I had, and back then Forever 21 had like the little fur half coats
Mhm.
and stuff, girl. I was T. Like I have my little wrap dresses, girl.
I'm a pin that because
Okay.
I've always heard this rumor. We'll get to that higher in the program, as the Baptists say. I'm a pin that once we get higher in the program because I want to come back to what I've always heard about that situation with Fonzie and Jalise grooming you to be someone or the junior
Okay.
someone. But I want to ask you this question because you were so easy to navigate into Kyla and Sergio pouring into you saying you could be whatever. Do you believe that that came from your mom allowing you to be who you wanted to be?
Of course, of course. Um, it was easy. The transition was extremely easy. Like when I tell you, I didn't have no issues putting on no heels and walking. None of that. It just it clicked. My mom. It wasn't that she was like praising, like, oh yeah, you do that. No, because as a gay boy, she was fine. The
Okay.
issues didn't come until Kyla came.
Okay.
Right
So
now,
talk to us
still
briefly about that. What was that like for you?
my mom was still very supportive. Like my mom would come to the club. Everybody in Orlando knows who my mom is.
Mhm.
But when she came to that club, she like, where my child at? She never wanted to say Kyla. Never. I
Mhm.
remember my aunt passed, and my aunt was one of the only ones that would say Kyla. Like, and she would beat herself up if she got it wrong or she didn't say it right. But she passed, and my mom hurt my feelings so bad at the repass. We were all sitting there, and there were people that had not seen me in like over 20 years.
Mhm.
And somebody said, well, who is that girl? My mom said, they ain't no damn girl, that's Bernard. And now I can laugh, but I heard her clear as day. I
Mhm.
heard her, and Kimora looked and was like, girl, but you only have one mom. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So, and it wasn't the time for me to say anything. But the next day, I
Mhm.
did call her, and these are like this is where our issues started. She says, well, hello. I say, Ma, yesterday you really humiliated me. And one thing about Miss Kyla, I'm gonna cry. I said, you really humiliated me, and I would much rather be nameless than you to refer to me as that in front of people.
Mhm.
And she said, well, what you want me to do? I said, no. I said, Ma, I didn't call to argue. I didn't call to argue at all. I said, until you can get it right, we don't got to talk.
Mm.
Well, I'll call you back because I'm at church. I'll call you back. I'm at church right now. I said,
Mhm.
okay. I said, but when you call me back, let's have a solution,
Mhm.
baby. She about an hour, she did call back. She apologized. And she said, well, what am I supposed to call you? I said, Ma, you can call me whatever. B, you can call me K. You can call me you can you my child, so I'm gonna just call you my child.
Mhm.
That's fine.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
so from there though, she would have a few little slip ups. We would be there's two times that stick out to me. We were in Walmart one time, girl. Walmart, you be on one aisle, your mom on the next aisle.
And they
She
start
yelling
calling
my
your name.
name. She yelling. I ain't say nothing. I came on the aisle. She's like, you ain't even calling. I said, you said the wrong name. Oh boy, you. So I said, okay, you said the wrong name. And then we were out to eat as a family one time, and the waitress was waiting for me to order, and my mom said, well, Bernard, what you getting? And the lady was like looking like confused, like,
Mhm.
who are you talking to? And that I think in that moment it clicked to her, like, there's not Bernard is not sitting in front of you. This is somebody completely different. And my mom and I look alike. I'm just a little bit darker. Girl, our hands are shaped the same. There's no getting around it. If you see my mom, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's Kyla mama.
Right.
So, and when I say that she didn't have the language, I don't think her intentions were ever to hurt me. Even being Kyla and transitioning, I don't think her intentions were ever to hurt me, but she just didn't know
Mhm.
how to navigate that. Um, I went and got my breast, and I didn't even tell her when I went to go get surgery. I didn't tell anybody. Only my friends knew, and the person that was helping me. he knew, of course, he knew we went on like April 1st of like 2011, I want to say,
Mhm.
somewhere in there. Um, maybe 10, but somewhere in there we went, and I had the surgery, woke up from the anesthesia, and I instantly had to call my mama. I said, "Come on, I gotta call my mama, I gotta call my mama, I gotta call my mama." And so I called her, and I'm already crying. Miss Kyla gonna cry. So I'm already crying, and I'm like, "Ma, I just had surgery. I got my breast done." And she was like, "Well, Bernard, why you didn't tell me? I could have went with you. I was off today."
Mhm.
And girl, I'm about to cry now.
Oh.
but she said, "Why you ain't call me? I was off today." And that is actually a better representation of my mom, because I can call her at the pageant, girl, money was low. I'm calling her, "Well, what you need?" I said, "Well, ma, we can I said, maybe try some. I'm gonna cook." "Oh, you gonna cook, Bernard?" I say, "Ma, yeah, I'm gonna cook." "What child? Well, what I got a food stamp card. I got $40. I could send something." She
Right.
um she ended up spending 40 for each day. So Saturday she had done sent the Uber, the little Walmart delivery service
DoorDash. Yeah.
thing.
Hmm.
She did the groceries for Saturday and Sunday, and we had so much food, girl, and I was just grateful, because I can literally call her at any time and ask her for something, and she's gonna definitely come through. She will make a way to come through.
Yeah.
We had the U-Haul and couldn't. Amara was having a hard time getting the hitch and the U-Haul. "Well, y'all can use my car if you need to. If you got to get up there and get to the pageant, y'all can use my truck. I know I got a hitch somewhere." She's become that. So
Good.
all those years of being misunderstood and feeling at some points overlooked or not valued, they've gone out the window. And if she
That's
ever
a
slip up,
blessing.
if she has a slip up here and there, I don't even, it's not a big deal to me. You get one mom, and I came to that realization that I would rather have them in my life
Mhm.
than not. Those
Right.
sisters that I used to do their hair, they have kids now, and they're calling me Auntie Kyla, and
Right.
so it works.
It works.
I did spend some time away from my family, but when they started to have children, I said I need to get back over
Back over.
there. I need to,
Right.
yeah.
That's good. Um, do you feel, or would one say, because she was the first one you saw and you first started navigating around, Evelyn would be your first mother?
Uh, no, no,
Okay.
no, no, no. Evelyn and I were very much like friends,
Okay.
like sister
Okay.
friends.
Sisters. Okay.
Um, my first gay mom was, her name is Chevelle.
Okay.
And Chevelle was like the choreographer. She was so proud of me too, and she still is today. She came to the she's not trans, so she lives as Robert. But her and my mom, my actual mom, are actually close. They were working together for a while, but they're very close. And Chevelle would paint me as a closet ball. If you ever see like my pictures, my first promos, girl, they would really ride her, because she would draw the nose real defined.
Hmm. Girl.
But Chevelle was really good with her makeup, though. She was very good, and she did the best that she could to help me. But I
Mhm.
think something within him was like, I can't take you to the next level. Like, I
Okay.
know where you want to go, but I'm not the person to do it.
Hmm.
And so I don't want to say she didn't give up, but she just allowed like Antoinette to step in and take it to the next level.
Right. And unfortunately, recently we know that everyone knows that you lost your dad, Sergio, a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
How have you been dealing and holding up with that?
So initially, we were in the middle of preparing full on. Now, mind you, Sergio and I weren't as close. Like, we didn't talk as often. Um, but of course, we whenever we did talk, it would be like, like we never left or anything. So as I'm preparing, maybe 3 weeks to the contest, I see that he posted me and was like my first daughter, and reposted the picture from Universe, and 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 I was like, oh, Dad, I meant to call, but I didn't, girl. And
Yeah.
then the next week, his sister, Auntie Nancy, called and said that that he had passed, and my whole mind, like everything went blank. I was at work, and I just I couldn't even hear nothing else she had to say, to be honest. But she said to me, I need you to call everybody else because I only know four of y'all. And
Mhm.
I said, okay. And um initially I wasn't crying. I was okay. But then I called Tiandre first, and that was crazy because he went to crying, and then I said, well, you need to call Kimora because me and Kimora aren't, we haven't talked in a long time. I don't want to deal with that in this moment.
Right.
So I went on to call other people. I went on to call. I said, well, I said the siblings is one thing, but I also called Benny, and then because Benny is Sergio's dad, and then
Right.
Benny called Diamond. Diamond called me. His mother, my grandmother, she called me, and it kind of went from there. And I ended up leaving work, and I gave myself that Monday, and that Tuesday, I called it off again. I sat there in it, and I was like, "This is the last day that I'm gonna allow this to take
Mhm.
me out. I'm gonna put myself together, and I'm going to get my family." Girl, one thing about Miss Kyla, she gonna cry.
She always was. We used to be on that phone call crying. Girl, we was girl stop.
I said that I was gonna get my family back on track. As I said, that me and Kamora weren't talking. Me and Tiandre, we would be in passing. Um, Nicole, beautiful, in Atlanta. I would see her here and there, but I knew that these were my sisters and brother, and I was like, something clicked. Like, you need to get your. This is all that he would have wanted was for you all to be um in a good space. You ain't gotta be best, best Judy's or best whatever, but I know that he wanted us to all be on one page and to continue. But continuing preparations was very hard. Um
I was going
because
to
I
ask you, did you think of quitting?
I did, I did, I did, I did, I did. But Gabrielle Fear Santi, who actually, and she know it. We joke all the time. Was my least favorite sister. Is now one of my most favorite people. Um, she came and got all my stuff. Um, she came and got all my stuff. And Trinity, she turned the camera around, and she had her kids, grandkids, stoning everything. She had them like girl steaming, and like she just had them like doing
Everything.
everything, and to have her tap in like that, it was like, you got to do this, and you're going to do this, and you're going to win. You're going to win. And from that time on, Trent, I promise you, girl, I felt like I was being carried. I felt like I was being carried through the entire weekend. um everything was a sign. I lived with Sergio for like maybe like 9 months in Atlanta.
Mhm.
I moved to Atlanta with him, and me and Kamora and and we lived off of Campbellton,
Mhm.
right? So Amari got the U-Haul. We pull up to the Airbnb, and we getting off on Cascade. And
Mhm.
I was like, wait a minute, I think this is where we used to live. Girl, within 2 minutes, we pull up on Campbellton Road, crying, already
Yeah.
crying. And they like, girl. But
It's a
I was
sign.
crying because it's literally, that's where we lived. Girl, this was like 4 in the morning.
Mhm.
So we get up, right? I gotta go to the hair store. Amari, oh, I ain't going nowhere. I got an Uber. And I got in the Uber, went to the hair store, and as we're going, we're passing the plaza of where we stayed, the apartments, the plaza. I said, no, no. I said, sir, his name was Smurf, because I'm a girl, so I had got the Uber driver number and all that. So,
Oh, so
oh
you hadn't
no,
changed a bit. Because,
no,
girl, back in the day, you did not play walking to school at the bus stop. We'll get to that later.
I'm a girl. So his name was Smurf. I said, oh no, Smurf, you can turn in here. I said, you can turn right in here. It was where the S&S cafeteria used to be. And I said, I'm gonna go to this hair store right here. Just wait for me for a second. So I went in there and it just felt so weird to be back in the same space. When I won Ebony, the same hair store, girl, the same plaza. Um, so I get back to the hotel, I mean to the Airbnb, still crying, girl. You know I'm crying. And I'm just like, this is gonna work out. This is gonna
Yeah.
work out for me. There was nothing. I got nervous, girl, when Armani came in the registration, but this is going to work.
Yeah. And
And
it
and
and,
it
and,
did.
and it did. It worked out how it was supposed to work out. What do you think that he most has to say about that for you? What do you think he would be saying if he was here about your win?
True that, girl. My surgery would always be like on the ones and twos and all
Mhm.
these different like quirky things
Mhm.
that made him so different from others that I had met along the way. He in the beginning, girl, he didn't even cuss. Like he would spell out every cuss word.
Oh.
So that in itself kind of like groomed me in a different way. It was like I was pencil skirt fish, like button to the brim and like pencil skirt. I didn't cuss on live. I was very that. Like I was,
Mhm.
because it was a result of him. I felt like,
Mhm.
that was, it was a representation of my daddy, and I knew that he was a little bit more like, I don't want to say
Reserved.
classy, but a little bit
Just
more.
reserved. Just reserved.
Yes, he was. He really was.
Okay, gotcha. Well, shouts out to Amari and Gabby and everyone that
Yes.
gathered you and got you down to that win. We'll get to that. Let's go to a more lighter note. So this segment will I'll ask you some questions about your favorites, your dislikes, just to get to know Kyla on a personal level off the
Okay.
stage. So, what is your biggest fear, Kyla?
Oh, my biggest fear is losing my stability.
Okay.
And when I say stability, not just like my housing, but my mental stability, my financial stability. Um, I don't ever want to be without.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I spend a
Okay.
lot of time helping others because of that. I feel like if I give and pour into others, God will bless me as He has. You know what I mean?
Yes.
As He has. So yeah, my biggest fear would have to be my stability, not being stable.
Okay. Grits or oatmeal?
Grits, cheese,
Sugar?
no sugar, salt,
Okay.
definitely salt,
Just making
salt and
sure.
pepper.
Okay, gotcha. All right. If you could be best friends with any celebrity, who would he or she be?
Any celebrity you said alive or
It could be
dead or
alive
alive?
or past. Any celebrity.
You know what? When I get sad, I go through Whitney Houston's interviews,
Mhm.
and her moments. If I could be friends with Whitney Houston, not for crazy reasons, but Whitney, every friend that Whitney has spoken so highly of her. I remember BB and Cece, they had an interview, and it was like Whitney came to look. BB was like, I can't find a house nowhere. She was like, well, why? What's the problem? Take me to the house. I want to see the house. And he took Whitney to the house, and she was like, mm-hmm, this look like you. This look like you. And
Okay.
he said that she gave him all the money
Mhm.
for the house.
Oh, yeah.
And then when it was time to pay, because he said, I'm gonna pay you back. He said he went to pay her back. And she said, you paying me back? He said, yeah, I told you I would. She said, everybody always say that.
Mm.
And that's the kind
People
of
use
friend
that.
that I would be. If I had the
Okay.
means, I would be that kind of person. So Whitney Houston.
Okay. Your favorite television show growing up as a child?
Television show. I'm gonna say, this is
All that.
all that
Nickelodeon, yes. Those were the days. I don't think people realize how
they
much that Nickelodeon
were.
really, 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 really changed a lot of things for us and groomed us in so many ways, girl. The 90s were the days. Okay, your favorite color?
Green. Green
Green.
is my favorite color because green is prosperity. Green is like growth,
Mhm.
money, life. Like the earth. It's earthy. So definitely green.
Your favorite movie of all time?
What's love got to do with it?
Okay, so you want
Oh
to see that lady get beat.
no, I wanted to see her come into herself as she did.
Mhm.
As she did.
Amen.
That and I'm gonna say and because they neck and neck set it off.
Okay.
Yes, 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 yes.
Well, what character would you have been in Set It Off?
Girl, you know I'm Jada Pinkett. I'm Jada Pinkett.
You would have been the one that survived.
I would have survived, but I know that I would have been scary at first. Girl, y'all playing. Girl, y'all ain't finna really do this.
Very you.
But until my back was against the wall and I had to do something, then I would have definitely jumped it off.
Yeah. And then you were the one that had the man, and so
I'm a girl.
yeah, so definitely Jada Pinkett. What decade would you have liked to live in or relive in if you could?
Oh well, I was born in the '80s, but
Mhm.
I feel like I would have wanted to be in that era
Okay.
simply because it seems like people didn't have that many worries. You know what I'm saying? Like people were a little bit more free from what I can see or what's been portrayed in movies and whatnot. I would have wanted to be in that era. Like you can just kind of like live and experience versus now you got to you think about it. You're like, oh child, I don't want to do that because they might read, they might, but
Yeah.
I think I would have been really good in the '80s, like a little Jerry Curl girl. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in there.
Pre social media days. Yes,
There
definitely.
you go. There you go.
Favorite cereal growing up as a child?
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
Fruit
Okay.
Loops or cinnamon. One second, my kids. Lemon. Don't play with me. Have a seat. Kids, they don't listen.
Your mama.
But favorite cereal would have been Fruit Loops or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Now, see, the cinnamon toast crunch you got to hurry up and eat before they get
Get
soggy.
soggy, yeah. But
Ugh.
the milk was so good though. The milk was like sugary and
Yes.
cinnamony. The milk was good though. The milk was really
Okay.
good.
Your favorite fragrance that you're wearing at the moment? Not literally moment, but
I
season.
love Chanel Chance.
Okay.
I love Chanel Chance. Um, yeah, that just do something to me, girl.
Okay,
That
Chanel Chance. So
chance
anybody
so
that wants
rich.
to help her get some more Chanel Chance, do that.
Please, the big bottle, the small bottle goes so fast.
Oh,
You skirt her
oh.
3 times, she done.
Are you a short pixie cut girl or a long bust down the middle 24-inch girl? Because I've seen you do both. So which do you prefer?
Right, I'm gonna say long because I'm not doing that short hair no more.
Okay.
Not my own hair. Because I thought
Right.
I was like, yeah, let me tell you why I did it. I was like, oh girl, I'm finna be at universe. I want a different look. I want a
Mm.
different look. So I want to like cut it and dye it. Thinking I'm like Auntie Fish, like a Nissan Altima or something. Girl, I got them finger waves, girl, and couldn't put my hair in a bun. I hated it. I hated it. And my hair, like I said in the past, was like a huge part of my identity. Like my hair was always, a good length.
Mhm.
And I hated that short hair, not being able to do like a bun, girl. It's crazy.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
People not being like true to themselves. Like I hate to like know the real you and then you can't be you.
Mm.
Like that's not who you are. Like be you, be yourself.
Okay.
For a very I spent a lot of times trying like a lot of time like wanted being what I thought was expected of me. Like even in my adult life when I was married, one of the things that he said was why do you laugh so loud? That's I don't know. That's just my laugh. But I started to not laugh. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I started to like keep it very, very,
Mhm.
demure.
Mhm.
But when I got out of that, girl, that's why I be laughing so loud at these pageants and run around being myself because it's so
Right.
important to be your true self.
Mhm. That's what people love about you. Your people, your true self. Right.
Thank you. Yes, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah. No, it is. It is. What do you think, if you have found, is your purpose in life?
Um, um, to help, to be of assistance, to be a service to. Very early, I had a kid of mine, a gay child of mine, come out to me and told me that he was HIV positive, and because I wanted to be of service to him and make sure that I did whatever I could do. I created a whole career in this, in HIV prevention and in case management. And it has been my driving force for a very long time. Like, I am an activist at heart, definitely. I'm going to speak up for those that don't have a voice. And to be 40 years old and to be HIV negative is something that you don't oftentimes see,
Right.
especially for someone who's been in the industry or in the community this, as long as I have.
Right.
So to pour into folks to pour into something that's not directly connected to me
Mhm.
is has been like a huge part of like who I am. Like I don't even sometimes feel comfortable being like a trans activist. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like if I'm the only one in the room, of course I'm gonna stand up and be Miss Trans, whatever you need me to be.
Mhm.
But what's dear to me is folks that are living with yeah. So
Yeah.
just being able to
Okay.
be there for them.
So that's a good way to segue into this conversation about what you do on a daily. Oftentimes we see on social media, we hear about that line of work can be so consuming on you. Whether it's sad, whether it's you have to tell people their reports or what have you. What made you want to get into that besides the fact that helping people? What made you just want to get into that work of being a activist for health and HIV and AIDS?
So you have the one child that comes out, right? And
Mhm.
then slowly I started to see, oh my goodness, so many people are dealing. So many people are having to fight this battle in silence, you know? So as I begin to volunteer, as I begin to like, develop my career path, I knew that this is something I wanted to do. Like I knew that this made me feel complete. I knew that this was something that I, couldn't just turn my back from. So no matter what, I could have had any job I wanted. I could have finished
Mhm.
school. I could have done whatever. But this career really, really, really stuck with me just for the simple purpose of me having the passion to help people that I cared about. Um, I do it on a different level now, whereas in I'm able to work directly with folks. It was prevention first, right? So HIV prevention meaning you do the testing, you go out and do the outreach. Now I work with people that are directly already positive and already
Okay.
living with it for 20 years, and helping them to even small things trend like apply for their food stamps. One second, let me.
Go ahead. Guys, don't forget to share the live. So she is going off.
Sorry.
Okay. Go ahead.
um yeah, just the agency that I work for a lot of agencies over the
Okay.
years, and this one that I work for now feels like it works for me. It's
Okay.
owned by a Black woman. Her name is Janet Kitchen. It's called Positively You, and she has been living, with for a very long time, and her mission statement trend has stayed the same.
Okay.
I'm used to the smaller organizations getting bigger,
Mhm.
and then that mission changes based on the
The
the the, the
size.
funding, the
Yeah.
money. This lady has made it possible for us to feed people every Thursday. We
Mm,
have a closed closet, so it moved from not only HIV and prevention and case management for those that are living with, but it also opened up another lane of community for
mhm,
unhoused people, for people that just may need a sense of community. You know, people come in hungry on a daily basis. You know, people come in just wanting to be seen, wanting to be needing to be helped, and that's just something that I think I do naturally.
mhm,
But the difference now is as an adult, um, I had to create balance with it.
mhm,
Whereas when I said before, I would let everybody come and stay with me, and I was a fixer of everyone's problems. Um, Something clicked, at a time where, no, Kyla, you need to save something for you. The
mhm.
work can be a lot, but to prevent like that burnout stage or that stage where you get overwhelmed, I had to create a better work life balance. I had to make sure that I was able to balance Kyla and make sure that I was not overly helping.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like there would be times we would be at the club, people come up to you crying, telling their whole story. Babe, call me in the office.
Right,
Here's my card. You know,
right. When you mention your balance, does that have any indication on some of the relationships that you said earlier? We don't talk as much, or we may have had our little disagreements. And there are so many people, not so many, I won't say it like that, but there are people that I've known you to be close to that you may not be with now. Do you think that that has a lot to do with you creating that balance and boundary for yourself because you are so busy pouring into others?
absolutely. One of the good things about the marriage situation is allow me to see that I was um being used, you know what I mean? And sometimes as friends we don't see it as using. But when you're not pouring back into that person, you're using them. And so now developing a different sense of self, developing a stronger me, I had to say, you know what, Kyle, you gotta put you first. You have to make
Yeah.
sure you're okay. And I made a joke last night at dinner. I was like, I'm washing my feet now. And and what I want to elaborate on that, right? Because when you in the shower, sometimes if you just moving quickly, you're not getting everything.
Mhm,
Now, get your navel, get behind your ears, get in your ears, get your feet, get between your toes,
mhm.
sit in that water and really cleanse yourself first. You get what I'm saying? And then once you clean, once you're free, now you can help somebody else. I
That's
can't I
good.
can't rush my shower
Mhm.
because you want to be clean.
That's
I'm
real
gonna have
good,
to.
Tyler. That's really, really good. I like that.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
washing my feet, girl. And your feet tell it all, girl. When them feet not right, and why the feet crust? Because why? Because you're not taking care of yourself. You
You're not
you
taking care. Yeah, you're right. I've always known you to, girl, let me call you back. This him calling. Or this girl, he at the bus stop. Let me go talk. So you've always had a sense of male centered around. Or you could attract them in, or you will have them. Talk to us about life as Kyla when it comes to love. Do you find it hard?
Oh,
Is it easy for you? Is it something that you continuously want, or you're done?
I'm not done.
Okay.
At a point, love was like finding a male partner was all I wanted. That was what was going to define me as a girl, as a woman. Like,
Mhm.
if I had a man, I would be, that meant like I was doing something right because I was in
Right.
a mindset of wanting this conventional lifestyle that we were all conditioned to have. Right? I thought that was just that made you your fish when you had you a man. But living, learning, I realized that you have to make yourself happy first. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to make yourself happy first. Now when I meet guys, I'm very blunt. I'm very like what you want, like what is it? Because
Right.
we can play around, we can do whatever, but I don't try to, make me think you want something that you don't. Cause I'm
Mhm.
not. I've been down that road before. You know what I mean? So, I thought I had found love at one point. I did get married. Um, only to find out that this person may have had like different plans. But I'm gonna tell you why that happened. Because as you're looking for a man, you overlooking yourself. Your self esteem is not where it's supposed to be, and there was no way that I was supposed to allow somebody that I had met within a 8 to 9 month time frame convince me that I was the person that he wanted to marry. Somebody that it could happen. It could
Yeah.
definitely happen, but once things start to unfold and we had gotten married, we had seen the folks at Homeland Security and all of that, things started to change.
Mhm.
And I had to be honest with myself, like I thought Trent that he was the person because he was better on paper, right?
Mm.
Meaning he had gotten his masters and he was set to make 120 plus $1,000 a year. I mean $100 a year. And I thought, well, you just doing your nonprofit, you doing your shows, you that would be good because you didn't get to go to college. So this person is probably good for you, girl. We toured this apartment, and then after a year, we went to go, move into it. We got our ducks in a row.
Mhm.
When we got there, he had just finished, school, and he was working like a temp job while his paperwork and stuff went through. When we got to that leasing office, they only took my income, that
Mm.
nonprofit income, that drag income. And we got into that apartment, boo. We got right into that apartment and something clicked was like, you don't even need him. It was you all along. It was you all along. You never needed this man that you thought was better for you. And I felt like that was God's way of saying, you want a man so bad. Here you go.
Mhm.
Have him.
Mhm.
Have him. And it shaped so much after that. I don't see guys the same. If
Mhm.
I'm playing with them or being real, blunt, I probably don't even like them.
Mhm.
If you ever look over, girl, and see me shy, can't speak,
That's the
hi,
one.
that's the one I really actually like.
Okay. Okay. Are you open to, how can I put this? Dating in community.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
well, have it come.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Because
get to know you because you don't have to get to know
some
me.
girls are strictly, girl, why would I date but
No, no, I
okay.
have before that. My first boyfriend, like, will live in partner was a person that does pageants, and looking back, it was a really good relationship. It really was. We had our different things that we had to work out, but he was good to me. He was encouraging. This is when I first started taking hormones. He would always say, "Oh, you so beautiful. Oh, you so beautiful." But
Okay.
in my mind, I couldn't wrap my head around. I said, "You just saying that. Like I'm not that pretty. You just saying that."
Mhm.
But to this day, he's still a person that I can call that, is just as encouraging. For whatever, whatever I'm doing, whatever I got going on, he's still encouraging. He's still making sure that I'm okay. So,
Mhm. Did you, through your transition, getting your things done and all of that good stuff, do you still find yourself with a sense of insecurity? Because we know you to be this fun, bubbly, laugh loud, beautiful soul person, but we also know those girls can be the ones that physically don't see
oh,
themselves as the beauties that they are always compared to. You know how we do as girls in this
absolutely.
world. And so has that ever been your experience or your truth?
Trend, absolutely. I've always there were times where I was very insecure, and that's where that came from. Because and I'll say, Giselle and I, oftentimes would compete against each other, and people would think that she won just because she was prettier.
Mm.
Oh, she should have won because she was prettier. But the person that I am now, that 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 has changed.
Okay.
I do know that I am equally as beautiful for more ways than one. You know what I mean? Like, mentally though, it could mess with you if I think I'm a good catch, but why am I still single? And that's why I paused, because it's like, yeah, the confidence is a lot different. The self-esteem is a lot different. But this is new, and it's as new as maybe a year or 2 years ago. Wayne Mackay is my brother, and we're past it now. But this was an example. I wanted to do Black America with Amar, and I was getting excited about it. And he got in my brother got in my inbox and was like, "Oh, you need to push the plate away. No good morning, no nothing, nothing." But it messed with me so much that I didn't do it. And Raquel, actually, Raquel don't say much to the girls, but when Raquel say something,
Raquel,
you know,
who?
Lord,
She
she like
she say
me.
enough. She say enough. But go
So
ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Raquel came over, and it was at university. She said, "Well, girl, so well, Kyla, how your preparations for Black America?" I said, "Well, I don't know, because I'm healed, but but Makai really hurt my feelings with the whole fat stuff." And she listened for a minute, and she said, "Well, Kyla, if you hurt like that, then you probably not as healed as you think."
Mhm.
Girl,
That
why
was
would you
that.
come over here with all that, girls?
I told you she say enough.
So it did put things into perspective for me, though. It did. It helped me to look at myself a little bit deeper. Like, you still got a little bit more work to do.
Mhm.
And I love therapy. I love mental health.
Mhm.
And I think it's something that people should really take more serious.
Mhm.
If I wasn't in prevention, I would have loved, my dream job would have been to be a therapist.
Yeah,
And
I can see that.
I think God has allowed me to do it on a smaller scale, though. I'm able to be there for a lot of my friends and people that, because I started schooling. I did. We haven't finished yet. I'm gonna say yet, because you never know what the future holds.
Right. That's
But
right.
I've been able to reach folks, and able to infuse that therapy feel in my testing, in my case management work, and it's been filling for me.
I can definitely see you being that, and we definitely need girls of trans experience as therapists, to help other girls, because a lot of times girls don't feel comfortable talking to cisgendered people, and so
Absolutely.
I think that's important, especially with you already doing the work. So just go get those credentials and finish that. Yes, ma'am.
I agree.
Let's play the game. 10
Okay.
words, people, place, and things. You give me the first thing that comes to your mind, transparently and authentically.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to be easy on you.
Please.
First, easy. Alphonse Dupree. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
A daddy. A daddy. Great advice, simple advice, straight to the point. Like, it's yeah.
Okay.
Definitely
So,
God daddy.
what I was saying earlier when you were talking about they took you and made you, it was always told to us that they were grooming you to be the next Stasha. Is that true or false?
False.
Okay.
False.
Right. Okay.
They honestly, it was Erica Sanchez that was in the city. That was the example of, like, Erica would go to jail, come back out, be lovely, be fab, go to jail, come. And I was like, that's just, how they like. That's just, it was a thing for those in that era, for them to dress well, look
Mhm.
nice, and feel good. Like Amber Starr was another one that dressed extremely well.
Mhm.
Fonzie never ever said nothing about being a Stasha. It was
Okay.
never. Stasha was my own. Okay, it was three. I know but I want to put this in there. I want
No,
to
you're
make sure
fine. Go
this.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so Stasha was the look. Aesthetically, I wanted to look like that lady. Like, she looked and still looks lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. Angelica was the performance. Like, I wanted, girl, Piggy, like, is another, like, godparent, to me. Um, it was just something about Piggy that I was like, oh yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
Now, dressing wise, this lady do not get the credit she deserves. But that Erica Onassis Sanchez, at that point, she used to, like, she would be done. I'm sorry. She would look nice when she came out.
Mm.
Also Amber Starr. Those women would those were the people that I looked up to, and that was all me. I liked Stasha. You know what I'm saying? I praised.
Okay, okay. So it was your doing. Okay, gotcha. All right. That makes sense then. Number two, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the night you won Black Universe?
Oh, girl, my good. That's the good. That's what I'm gonna say. Oh, girl, because
Somebody's calling her. Y'all calling her, and y'all know she's on the interview. While we wait on her, don't forget that what is coming up? NBU prelim next week. Cosmo Elegance next week. Reach out to Tanisha if you want to be a part of that. Reach out to Portia, Cairo, and or Katrina if you are interested in the prelim in Memphis. People's is August the 2nd in Concord. There she go. She might, Kyla, you might have to go back out and come back. Somebody called her. um, August the 2nd in Concord, North Carolina. Interview presentation is All That Glitters in Black. Talent is you can do a one woman talent or one man talent, evening gown, sportswear, and that's that. We're just gonna wait for her to come back. When you someone calls you, if you don't have your phone or do not disturb, it'll knock you off. I should have told her that. You back?
I'm back. I am
Okay.
back.
Okay. So you were saying your response was "Oh girl" when you won.
Because like okay, like first off, I was shocked. I was extremely shocked because mind you, I had braces. And I thought that it was just gonna be Tarico. We prepared together, and when he won, I was like, okay, here we go. And then it was the last two was myself and Diamond. I'm looking at Diamond. This lady is motherfucking. This lady is drop dead gorgeous. This lady was beautiful to me that night, and so I'm like, oh my god, like I won. Like I could not believe it. I could not fathom that like I was able to win this contest, and it was my second year. So winning though, um I am forever grateful for Black Universe. I really am.
Okay.
That's a system that I love with all my heart, and like
Oh,
yeah.
girl.
Oh
Okay.
girl.
Number three, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear or you think of Antoinette Chanel Roberts?
Um, mother, strict.
Yes, God.
uh, but Antoinette and I are not. We've gone through our stuff over the years, but there is no replacing Antoinette.
Mhm, mhm,
There's no replacing Antoinette at all. She is. I owe a lot of what I know to her. Hair. Like my pageantry aesthetic or building or planning is a lot of her. But you know who got that Antoinette spirit on them so bad?
Who?
Amari.
Yeah.
It's
Bully.
like
Bully. No, just wait. I'm just wait.
mother strict. Yes, I'm a
Yeah.
mother, comma strict.
But look what it has produced.
I agree. I agree. That's why there's no replacing. There's
Right.
there's
Okay.
I'm forever indebted to Antoinette. Now, there were times I said, well, I'm not strong enough to be your friend.
Mm.
Not that she had done something terribly wrong or I was so mad with her or couldn't stand her. I'm just not strong enough
Mm.
to be your friend right now.
Okay. Okay. All right. I actually like that. I'm not strong enough to be your friend. That's sometimes you have to tell your friends that because of whatever the situation is. Speaking of
Absolutely.
strong enough to be friend, this person I met you through all those
Okay.
times on the three-way. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Daniel Hall, aka Romeo Davis?
My brother, my
Mm-hmm.
my brother, um, and people don't replace others, but the Amari is that, I'm saying is kind of that right
Mm,
now. But Romel was very protective of me.
mhm.
Um, we would argue, but he Daniel would anybody else, right? They probably would get a different Romel. We would
Yeah.
argue. He would let me say what I want to say, but he never ever like how I want to say. I never felt scared to say what I wanted to say.
Right.
I never
Right.
felt like he was going to be aggressive with me or nothing like that. I was safe with Daniel. I was.
Yeah.
And Daniel also, I don't think I've ever told him this, but even that Some Like It Hot talent, it catapulted me to a whole nother
Mhm.
level. I had always been backup dancing. I had always been dancing backup for the people. But it was
Mhm.
something about that night, that prelim night with that talent. We just like we were
Yeah.
good. Like we were
Yeah.
really good together. And yeah, Daniel
I
is
just
is a
remember, I remember not to cut you off, but remember those nights when you would talk about where we would talk about where we are now. Girl, that was so
yes.
crazy how you
Yes.
sitting on the phone, universe and Black America and da 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 da. And now, like, girl, what we done got ourselves into. Yeah.
Absolutely, but I think that's what I was referring to last night with the sense of community.
Mhm.
Some people feel like we've lost that. Some people feel like, we need to get it back. We have it.
Yeah.
It presents in a different way,
Mhm.
but we have it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I don't even know what I recently actually just inboxed Daniel after, many years, and right away he sent me all kind of like these AI photos, and I'm like, I
Girl,
said, "Oh, you was
I
at my
know
photo
it.
shoot?" He
You
was like, "Yeah,
you
I took
joined
the
the
picture."
list.
He emailed them
Yeah.
to me, and I was to me it was a huge compliment because you still care,
Yeah, he
and I
actually
do
does.
too.
I
Oh, and
love
let me
it.
tell you one other thing. I said, "Was you crying at the pageant?" He said,
Yes.
"Yeah." How do you know? I can see y'all. You can see on stage. Like I saw you, even with talent. I saw him damn near front row. And one of the people that was recording, I could see Daniel come from where he was sitting in the
Hmm.
middle. I'm finna cry. I could
Yep.
see him coming from in the middle of the audience or where he was sitting and walking to the front as the talent was over. And I think maybe that moved him because talent was something that we did together.
Together. Yeah.
Talent was something that, baby, we didn't play by no talents.
Yeah.
We did
No,
not play by no
I
talents.
didn't. Shouts out to Romeo. So I definitely
Absolutely.
call your friend. Just call your
Okay.
friend.
Okay.
Number five. Now, girl, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think or you remember Yellow and White, the speech from Duval that you gave?
Um, I remember Fonzie. I remember Fonzie backstage saying, "Don't do it. Don't read her. Cause what if you mess up?" I said, "God damn, is she reading me right now?"
Mhm.
Talking about Giselle. I was like,
Mhm.
"She's reading me right now." And he was like, "Okay, we'll do it, but make sure you're good." And, and it was there will never be another night like that. Like that night was truly amazing, and people would think that we got off stage and we were mad. Giselle and I were actually in a good place that night.
Mhm.
But of course it's competition, and there was no nothing uh there was no nothing backstage. It
Right.
was it was all good. It was all fun and games, and although the reads had gotten a little juicy, we never had an issue where we argued about it or fought about it. That was a good night. You had Tyra, you had Naomi, you had Chantel, Michelle, Yasmin. Like you had some good folks in the
Mhm.
pageant. And leaving, walking away, that was the last time I did it. Right?
Mhm.
I was second.
Yeah, you were.
I was second. And so I said, I'm to myself, like, Kyla, you got to go back, which I plan to.
Good.
But that is a system that means a whole lot to me. Girl, if I lose, girl, I'm gonna be heartbroken. I swear to
You
God.
know you're going to eventually be a Duval Dynasty
Oh,
girl.
absolutely. But when I come,
Yeah.
y'all might as well stay home. The girlies, I know y'all all want to be over there now,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna warn you when I say I'm gonna go ahead and stay home because
So
it's
so go
I'm
now. Speaking of June the 21st, 20th through the 21st, go ahead and get it out your system.
please, please.
Shouts out to Trinicia and Hassan. Okay. So number six, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Your son, makeup artist. He did me so beautifully the night I won Duval, actually. Josh, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
So talented, so talented. And there were times in the beginning where people like, oh you too soft on Josh. I saw a different road or path for Josh a long time ago.
Mhm.
A long time ago. And when I came back to Universe for my 10 year, that's when he was starting to like get his clientele and get his folks. And I had to explain, I said, Josh, the coat is already on.
Mhm.
Get on the tail and you
Right.
ride it until, you know what I'm saying? Like you ride it until you can stand on your own 2 feet.
Mhm.
And it's the same thing today. I think that Josh is extremely talented. I want Josh to be all that. I want all my kids really to be all that they can possibly be. Josh is he stayed with me the longest. We were probably like at a point the closest because we were just always together, you know.
Mhm.
So one word would be talented.
Mhm.
Um, he's destined to be. I think that once he truly understands his value and worth, um, there's really no stopping.
Right. I agree. He was so talented, so talented. Number seven, Orlando, the city of Orlando. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Home. My mom still lives there. I don't visit as often. I really don't. But Orlando was home to me. Orlando was where it all began. Orlando. I love the folks there still. Piggy is still there. Jaleese is still there. Um, Mulan and Lysandria, all the Trinicia, Tarina, all beautiful. All the folks that were there when I left are still there. We still talk. Um, definitely, you know, the my roots are with Orlando. You know, um, I love Tampa though, but Orlando is home.
How far is that drive?
It's an hour roughly, about
Oh,
an
girl, you
hour.
right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Number eight, Brandon McDaniel. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Oh, baby, that's the one that did it right. That's the one that did it right. Out of anyone that has come through my door, um, I taught Brandon all that I knew with hair. All the
Mhm.
internet had taught me, I showed Brandon. And Black Universe was when he saved, like he came at the right on time. The hair that I wore for evening gown, he had just did it or something. He just sent it. I don't think I even really had. I had a different piece of hair I was gonna make myself. I think he gave me the hair. And ever since Brandon has been, he's shown his gratitude to me in so many different ways.
Mhm.
Like I asked him to dress me for Black. This is how I know timing is so crazy. I asked him to dress me for Black America. He said no. Girl, I was stunned. I said, what?
Mhm.
No, Brandon never like frowns or he always smiling. He was like, girl, no, I can't. People are gonna be so mad at me. And so he said, what about Anthony? I said, no, I didn't even really know Anthony. I said, what, Brandon? How can you tell me no?
Right.
So he made his announcement. He came out of retirement. He's dressed me. Hello.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I need you. I really do need you. I got a lot of praise for. I want to say this at my vote, like verbally.
Mhm.
The sportswear hair, the swimsuit hair,
Mhm.
was all Brandon.
Mhm.
The original design trend was your hair that you had been wearing, but I wanted mine
The ponytail.
straight back. Yeah, you
Mhm.
wear yours, like this way. I wanted mine straight back.
Mhm.
That boy stayed up all night. the relationship that we have, I prepare, but I don't mind preparing to the last, very last minute, girl. Whatever we gotta do. As long as I walk on stage and it's ready, I'm fine.
Right.
Brandon, I went after the pageant Saturday. I went over to his shop.
He
He
was
was
in the
like, "Well, let
work.
me." He finished the feathering that night. Cut
Hmm.
it to me. I left. I didn't care about nothing. Let me get me together. Brandon
Right.
gonna have me right. He came to that hair with that mohawk. I said, "Oh, bitch, yeah, put it on me. Put it on me."
Yes.
Um,
It was
but
a
but
great look.
Brandon, I do. He don't say a whole lot either to me, but he truly gets me. I can give him a simple like, girl, I want all that hard hair. I want all that hard hair on my head.
Hmm.
He's showing up with something that's like, well, the last time I went to Continental, he the swimsuit hair was so lovely. I loved everything that he did. I really do. I really have a whole lot of respect for Brandon, because to walk in that shop, girl, from my living room to walk in that shop
Hmm.
and see my friend with trims and trinkets, and it was nothing that I asked for that they didn't have.
Right.
And he was like, "Well, I could see him going back and forth in his mind, like, with what to charge me. I'm gonna pay it.
I
I'm
had
gonna find the money."
told him, I said, I need a ponytail for Continental. He was like, ponytail Continental? No. And I was like, no, I'm telling you, I need a fresh one because I had been wearing one that was old. And
Uh
he was like,
huh.
well, send me a picture. And I sent him the picture. He was like, girl, I walked in that building. I said, oh my, it was perfect. So shouts out to Brandon. He is amazing.
Absolutely.
Shouts out.
Absolutely.
Number nine, we all connect you to this person. So what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Tarico?
One of my very best friends, really, like black universe is hard. I feel like the girls go wrong by not having a good relationship with their king.
Okay.
Throughout that reign, Tarico shielded me so much. They because they knew him better, so they would come to him with anything they had to say, and he would be crying because he didn't want to tell me what the people had said. You know what I mean? Like, Tarico is someone that I love dearly. Um, One of my very best friends. And I don't think nothing will ever change that. You know what I'm saying? Like that bond will always be there. I do think I do think, as we get older, things change. People lives pick up differently, but I will always have a special place in my heart and love for Tarico, because we were, for years, we were inseparable
Hmm.
for years. And I grew a lot with him, and there was a time where I felt like our success was shared. I felt like it wasn't just me. It came with him. Like, if we didn't do it together, we probably I probably wasn't gonna win. But that was that self esteem. You know what I mean? Like, that was that negative uh picking up, y'all coming in. But it wasn't until I went to Universe for the 10-year anniversary, and Terrell and Naisha and Craig and Archie was so happy to see me. Me, you know what I'm saying? Like, happy to see me. That I was like, you know what? I love Tarico, and the relationship that we have is so special to me. But you won. You won by yourself.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
this was my accomplishment, you know? So, but Tarico, someone I love dearly. Um, Best friend, all of those things.
Okay. And finally, number 10, you said Armani kind of made you look to the side when she walked in registration. However, you were victorious. But so what was the
Yes.
first thing that came to your mind when you heard your name called out as the winner of Miss Sweetheart International?
I'm back, like reclamation, like I did it, and I did it.
Hmm.
I did it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When I sought out to do it, it was just to get back into pageantry. But like I said, with the as time went on and Sergio passing, I knew that I needed to live out this. I knew that this was the last pageant he attempted to do.
Mm,
I needed to take on this torch. I needed to, I needed to see it through. And
mm,
when they called my name, um, I, I just felt like a sense of victory, a sense of peace, a sense of like like I'm home too,
mm,
because people don't know this, but Gia almost probably would have been a Santi, because I Sergio was going to ask Gia to be his child at so many different times,
mm,
but he never did for whatever reason. But Gia has been a big sister for a long time.
mhm.
And she never cheated because I was her sister when we lost the last time
Right,
10 years
right.
ago. But I felt like, you know what, I'm where I need to be.
Okay.
I'm where I need to be at this time. Like I said, I felt like I was floating. There were different signs trend
Right,
all over the building. There was different things that I was like, I'm supposed to be here tonight. And so when I
right.
won, so much, like, just kind of I don't know, so much lifted off me, so much was able to let go. Like, you can do this. You've been doing
Right.
this. This is who you are. I
Okay.
guess maybe like the voice from Lion King, remember who you are.
Oh my goodness.
Remember who you
Yeah.
are.
Um, so let's take the last 45 minutes and talk to you about pick your brain when it comes to this art form that you've been a part of for 20 years. I want to piggyback off what you just said. I'm back. Girl, you was gone for 7 years. Why?
Yes.
Why did you take such a long break? Talk to us about that.
Okay, so there was a time where I mentioned about the marriage.
Mhm,
There was a realization of friends. It was the self-esteem, the all of that. The mental health wasn't right.
mhm,
The mental health was not right. There was depression, and I'm even going to be a little bit more transparent. There was substance use and abuse. We're not going to say what substance, but there was substance use and abuse. And when you're in these like dark places, that's not how to cope.
mm.
That's not
Okay.
how to cope, because it was never the substance. I don't think was is what breaks you down, or makes you the substance is not the issue. It's more so when you realize they don't love me how I love them.
Mhm,
And it was a sense of like being feeling used, being it was a sense of like exhaustion. It was a sense of like I felt depleted, Trent. I felt
mhm,
like I had no more to offer.
mhm.
It had gotten bad to where I didn't care about my day to day. I was just showing up.
Mm,
So the break was needed.
mhm,
And people don't always talk about their mental health and things that they go through, but that's not how I live. I'd rather be very transparent and allow you to see my shortcomings and learn
mhm.
from them.
Wow. Thank you for that being transparent with that question. But in that, 7 years is a long time. What is the one thing that you noticed was different when you came back to the art form of
Girl, the
theater?
people don't clap.
Mhm,
I
mhm,
went to Westland, I returned to Westland, and I remember very like I said, "Oh, the girls don't clap no more."
mhm,
I hosted Vogue, and they were quiet until they got into my little sportswear groove, and it was like,
mhm.
okay, I'm like, thank you, like, wake up, like, what's going on?
Right.
And so that's why at Sweetheart for presentation, they blew me away. I was like, girl, it felt the building was shaking. I had not felt that in such a long time.
Mhm. Okay.
And yeah,
So y'all need to start clapping, people.
please cheering, so, at least for the ones you came for. Come on now.
At least. Do you feel like that plays on why numbers could be low because of the interaction with audience and contestant?
No.
Okay.
I feel it's associated to like The people at a certain level um are not reaching back.
Okay.
They're not teaching. They probably are only pouring into a certain few folks. And there's some other everybody do shows, but only a certain amount do pageants.
Hmm.
Like think about that. Like you go to any city, anywhere where drag is prevalent, it's so many people on the show.
Hmm.
Why y'all not at the pageant?
Right.
Because it's the secrets of the trade is being like gate kept, and people don't know who to go to for help and stuff like that. So I think that's a huge part of it
Hmm.
to
Okay.
me,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
That's the first time I've ever heard when I asked that question, when we asked that question, the first that's the first time I've heard that. That makes good sense though. You were one of our generation's first to be Black Universe. And so, Neandre, when we interviewed Neandre, he said that there's a distinct difference between the thens and the nows. Where do you
Hmm.
think you all fell when it came into, were you a part of the old school grooming of being Black Universe, or did you slip through and now you're part of the newer generation of kind of just letting things slide these days?
Um, I think Tarico and I were on the other end, girl, because
Well, clearly, when you said he was crying, coming back and telling you stuff that they were okay. So talk to us about that.
Tarico and I were on the other end. I think we were the last of it though. I think that it slowly started to transition after us, maybe. Because it had been tradition for years though to wear white. They let us wear black. We would be they were very okay. The owners were not vocal. Like they were not like on us. The
Mhm.
formers and the community was what was that.
Okay,
Okay,
gotcha.
and it was almost like a sisterhood, like a that kind of fraternity kind of feel where whip you into shape and or whatever. There were a lot of times where I'm like, what I did now.
Right.
I remember times where I would call Archie and be like, Archie, no, because I he's like, Kyla, did now you should call you. Did Craig, who called you? Kyla, I'm busy right now. And I'm like, oh, okay. Y'all not mad. Okay, all right, bye.
Oh, y'all not mad? Okay.
Okay, bye. And so there was only one time where Naisha really went off on Tariko and I, and that was the weekend of our give up. We had did a fast number, and I don't think my king really knew all the words, and like she closed that door and she went like ham. Enough of, she said, it's gown and crown for the rest of the weekend. And people have an impression of Black Universe, but I on the other end, I guarantee you it's not what you think. Reigning is difficult because there's so much pressure, and people don't ever get to the root of why this person may be acting a certain way or feeling a certain thing. Y'all don't know what people go through. So
Mhm.
instead of us pinning that person to the cross, and I'm not talking just about Portia I'm talking in general.
Yeah,
And even if we look at Naomi, we got to know what's going on. As
we
a
do.
family, we got to take more time to say, "Are you okay?"
Mhm.
and mean it,
Mhm.
and sincerely mean, "Are you okay?" And I think knowing that the system is behind you will help when people come trying to tear you down and talking bad about you. Knowing that these promoters are behind me is really all you need. Because
Right.
when I hung up that phone with Archie, something else clicked, and I would cry back then. But then one of my very good friends, um, he was tired of the reading. He gave Bree 1,000, Ashton 1,000, and Tanisha 1,000. Get it together. Whatever, all the prelims, get it together.
Wow.
The next day after that first prelim, because the first prelim was a plus prelim and a grand prelim, and it wasn't the best. It wasn't. My hair got caught on the it got caught on like a nail coming out of the curtain, girl, and my hair was coming off. Stasha, you need to get off stage now. You need to get off stage. And so she came back there. She talking about she never yelled, but she's like, do the gig. Do the gig. You can do this.
Right.
You can do this. And so after that, I became so sufficient within myself. Girl, we had got like a little director's chair, girl. I was sitting there, girl had, Tisha did the makeup, Bree had did the hair, Ashton. So I was, oh, y'all don't like that? Oh, well, talk to Bree because Bree made the hair.
Mm.
Oh, you don't like that? Oh, talk to, oh, T.I. did it. So, she did the makeup. So, oh, I didn't do it. And then it was, oh, she being a diva, she being a diva. And Archie, same person. Well, what y'all wanted to be? Y'all wanted to be crying or a little girl, or what y'all wanted to be a diva? Which
Right.
one y'all want?
Right.
So
Mm.
by the end of it, I was a totally different person.
Gotcha.
Honestly.
Was it for the better though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We are dealing with this elephant in the room, not so much in the room because it is talked about, where cisgendered women are now competing with and winning pageants that were selected for drag queens and trans women. What is Kyla's take on that?
I'm very big on inclusivity.
Okay.
And I want to be very intentional. Every pageant has their owner and they have their own set of rules, right? I want to be very intentional. I have beautiful who is very dear to me. And she's a part of my family. She's a cisgender entertainer. Um and she was contemplating on where she wanted to go because they this particular system has a fem and in my division, but they also will allow women to compete in the Miss as well.
Hmm.
And wherever she chooses to go, I'm right behind her.
Okay.
I'm right behind her, rooting and cheering, because that's what we need more of. We need more cheering, more, investing in others. Like, come, y'all, we only had a problem when she won.
Yep.
And I'm
Because
on
they
the
have been doing it for
sidelines. I'm
years.
not.
They have been doing it years prior.
I'm not in the mess. I'm not in the stuff now. I'm not talking. But to me, it seemingly was like y'all only mad now that she's won. And I
Hmm.
talked to Amari, and Amari thinks the world of this lady.
Hmm.
Amari think that she's really good. And I looked at some of us. I said, oh, she do be dragging.
Hmm.
If we're gonna
Okay.
let people in, then let them in. But I also think, look at it this way too. So this is a different point. If Pat, we do have pageants for a reason, right? Because you have plus, you have miss. If you are a disabled contestant, are you going with the girls that can walk, or are you gonna go against the other girls that's disabled? If
Hmm.
you are a disabled person and you can run with the girls in your wheelchair, then do it.
Right.
It's
Okay.
no different than a plus girl entering a regular division. It's no
Hmm.
different than an elite contestant going down to miss.
Hmm.
You're eligible, you qualified, you can do it, so do it.
Hmm. Or plus
And
doing elite or miss because there's no. Yeah, you're right. Age. You're right. Makes plenty of sense.
so,
You
but
have
we
a.
have pageants specifically for folks to feel comfortable, to feel, like this is my division. But
Mhm.
if by any chance you feel like you can rumble over there with the other ones
Mhm.
outside of your lane, be prepared, be ready for the fight, because I mean, that's all I
Mhm.
can say. Like, as long as you go over there right, then come on.
Right. We're hearing a lot also about our kings wanting to be the queen. Rick Finn says it best: "You are the earring to her garment." How do you feel about the femininity that is taking over a lot of our male leads?
Well, so a few of my kings have their cha-cha heels and stuff like that too. But I thought about that with Amari. If I were to, go to Black America with him, or if I would have done it. To me, Amari, you can do all that lavish stuff. You can do that. I don't have an issue with that because I even told Miles with Sweetheart, per that universe training, what y'all don't really understand is you can wear a nice simple stretch piece of dress, nice jewelry, hair, and makeup, and still look nice. Amara, you do them feathers. You do all the stones and beads if that's what you choose to do. My purse not set up like that. Like my purse not set up like that. Each entertainer has their own aesthetic. So if you're a male entertainer and you are one that goes in with your drag, I'm gonna allow you space to do that.
Mhm.
I don't feel like you have to put yourself in a box to reign with me.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. Speaking of reigning, you have a very, very long resume of wins and reigns. If you could do one over again, which one would it be?
One over. I would do Ebony over.
Okay.
Ebony
Why?
was my first national that I won, and Ebony was good to me. Bambi was good to me. Neandre was good to me. But I was just so young, and I know that I had more growing to do. And now that Ebony is back, shout out to Pierre and Chastity.
Mhm.
Um, now that they are back, I would love to contribute to Ebony being back
Mhm.
where Ebony wants to be. You
Right.
know what I mean? So I would do that one over. Now the
Mhm.
reign, the respect. I bet girl, crown me Black Universe again, all day, all day. Crown me again, crown me
Mhm.
again.
Okay, gotcha. I can't let you leave without asking this. I know you just won something a couple of months ago, but what does Kyla have in her future? We know you said you'll go back to Duval, but what else
Yes.
could we?
So initially, I asked Gia. I called. I said, "Well, sis, I got some plans. I want to, Isaiah poured a lot into me over this past year with him reigning. He literally said at his celebratory events, he said, "Kyla, I really want you to come back." And Isaiah is so simple, and he back there playing his little games and gambling
Mm-hmm.
games, and he whenever he did look up, he said, "Kyla, I really want you to come back to Continental."
Hmm.
And I wanted to do it this year, but Trend, as I was preparing and I looked over the list of formers for Sweetheart, and I realized this pageant has been in existence for so long. This pageant, as Gerald Stevens is celebrating 30 years, let me give these folks the respect that they deserve and
Right.
reign all year for them. Let me put some respect on Candy and her contributions to our community, and Gia and Tamara and all these folks in Candyland and Ricardo. Let me give them me 100%. And I've seen the comments. Oh, she all the way back. Oh yes. Oh yes. Because I wanted to be clear that I was prepared
Mhm.
to
Terrain.
win and
Terrain.
reign.
Hmm. How does that make you feel though when you see the comments and you hear the people saying she's back? What does that do to you, Kyla?
Honestly, can I be? I don't feel like I laugh. Big
Girl,
like
you was gone
mainstream.
7 years.
Okay. Mainstream pageants,
Pageantry, yes.
yes, mainstream. But I was just St. Pete Pride. I was baddest bitch. But it was local stuff. But
So you were
those were
still
to
performing.
build. I was still performing every Friday. Every
Yeah.
weekend I perform. Now I will say, I love to see those compliments, and y'all keep them coming. Because it's a testament to the hard work that I've put in. People don't realize that. Like I've heard it before. Oh, trans people, y'all just put on makeup real quick. No, 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 no. When a trans girl is preparing for a pageant, it's actually a lot more that goes into it because we have to work on our actual body.
Mm.
Uh, I have been walking, running. I've been cooking, bitch. I've never cooked, especially when it rained. Girl, I don't cook when it rain. So I've been making my sweet potatoes and ground beef. I've been a strict diet. I've really put a lot into my preparations for Sweetheart, not just what you see on stage.
Stage, right.
Mentally, physically, I've changed. I've changed things for myself, and I would Stasha would always used to say, "Oh, it's a lifestyle for me. It's a lifestyle. So if you want to come through like me." And back then, I would we recently spoke to we Continental when she won my last year. We had a huge little disagreement about because we would joke about my weight, but for
Mhm.
some reason that weekend, I it hurt my feelings so bad. But it was nothing that we had never done before. We
Mhm.
always did that.
Mhm.
Uh, but in preparation for this, not that you have to be this big or whatever, but you want to make sure that you are healthy. You
Mhm.
want to make sure that you are working out and really taking care of yourself. Again, the joke, I'm washing my feet now.
Mhm. Take
That
yeah.
that encompasses all of that. I'm taking care of myself. I am what do you want to look like, Kyla?
Right.
Let's make that happen.
Right.
What do you want to feel like? Go ahead.
What do you feel is going to be the highlight this year with you and Miles and Gia and Candy? Can you foresee that, or you just have to take it one day at a time?
I think it's hard to answer that because it's a collaborative effort.
Hmm.
You know, it's not something that you do on your own. I have plans for service projects that I would love to do, and Miles and I have talked about it, and he wants to help me bring it into fruition. Um, and I've started, but like we said, when we are not helping or reaching back, I want to do like different workshops in different areas where we can.
Mm.
And girl, it's recorded, so now I got to do it.
Record
Um,
it forever online.
I want to implement different workshops in different areas, maybe three of them this year, two to three this year, and I want us to kind of go over the drag 101s. You know what I mean? Like really
Back
help
to
people
basics.
that back to basics because RuPaul Drag Race has changed the face of pageantry so much, almost to where we've almost minimized the pageant girls and we've praised the drag race girls. Both are good in their own way, but I want to be true to my pageantry, like my roots, and I know that this has groomed me to be a totally different person. You know what I mean? Like it really has. And I want to make sure that if we pour into folks, to newcomers, to girls that want to get help with their makeup, Josh has like a 4 week thing that he's rolling out. If you want to get help with your makeup, if you want to be your best self, let's create those environments for folks to do that.
Mhm.
Let's really help people, you know, because sometimes people may not do pageants because they don't have the confidence, they don't have
Confidence,
the
yeah.
support. But I want to be a person, a trusted person, because it's different. I don't want to just help you with your pageant. I want to be a trusted person that if you need help, you can definitely reach out. You can definitely
Right.
call me and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. And I'm not boastful or I don't brag, but I know how to compete.
Hmm.
Um,
Clearly.
Aja, Aja, Antoinette, Fonzie, Sergio, all these, I know how to win my contest.
Hmm.
I do. And I don't gotta tear the pageant up. We ain't gotta
But
spend a whole
but you
lot of
do.
money, but I know how to win my contest.
You know, that's often a conversation. It was so funny. We talked to I saw you on and off, but I don't know if you remember when I was talking to last week Neo about this
Uh-huh.
when it comes
Mhm.
to money. What's the most you've ever spent competing?
Girl, it had to be Black Universe, but it was not all my money.
Hmm.
Uh, I had my brother at the time that was really helping.
Hmm.
But I'll tell you this: when it got to the very end, he said, "I can't do no more."
Right.
So the prelim night talent that I had, you know, rehearsing, I scrapped it and I did a gospel.
Hmm. Okay.
Did that gospel by myself, and I won talent the first night. Okay, the bank, something with the bank was something on that Sunday. I couldn't get my own money out. So I went to him. I said, "Brother, I'm finna win tonight. I can feel it. I'm finna win. I always got my signs. I always have my signs. I'm finna win tonight." He said, Kyla, this is my money. I need that. I said, Tavares, I'm going to give you every penny back tonight. Girl, I want my pageant. I
Hmm.
think we have to start by trusting in ourselves,
Hmm.
believing in yourself. Don't
Hmm.
just throw yourself in the contest.
Hmm.
Unless you one of them girls that can do that. Got girls or guys or mixed that can do that. Don't throw yourself in there.
Hmm.
Properly prepare. If you need help preparing, reach out and you will be amazed at what you can accomplish.
And I say that to say, Neo said the most he spent was maybe $2,500 when he won Black Universe. So, Continental Plus this year, Jalitza was on live, and she said she spent $20,000. I probably may have spent maybe about six. I say all that to say, do you think that it takes that 20? Because we heard Ramaya spent 33, and I've known girls that
You
said they
know
spent.
what? I take
Katrina
that back.
spent 20.
Girl,
Do you
at
think it
Continental, I
takes all of
spent
that?
a lot of money too. I spent a lot of my last year and shit that wasn't even seen. I
Right.
spent a lot of money with Continental. But I don't, at the entertainer I am now, I don't think it takes that.
Okay.
I don't, because in preparation, trying to go back, I was gonna go back this year to Continental. Like I said, I talked to Isaiah, and I was like, well, he was telling me about like Alberto. I could go back to use Alberto
Mhm.
or Stefan. That's $4,000 for the choreography. Kyla, you choreograph. Your son, a Buccaneer cheerleader. You got other people. We choreograph right here in the city.
Right. You just
Why
got to
you
get
need
them there.
4,000?
Yeah.
You don't. You got to tap in to your
Hmm.
community. You got it's
Your
people right there.
resources.
It's people right there beside you. Like
Hmm.
when I looked over and Gabby had all my stuff. Them they was over there stoning their ass off, girl. And
And
you
look
got
how it turned
people.
out.
Exactly. You got people right there. You got the Brandons. That's a whole provider. Like he got the stuff.
Right.
Ain't no
Okay.
reason why we shouldn't be beating down his shop.
Were you in Orlando when Pulse happened?
I don't know if I was I worked at Post that Friday night,
Okay.
actually. But I think I was transitioning I had moved shortly after.
Okay.
Um Yeah, so I remember feeling like, that I could have easily been there because
Okay.
Pulse was such a huge part of, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm a former
Culture.
Miss Pulse. Nima would make me the best drink called the Coochie. And girl, I would get so lit off of that drink. I think I was probably transitioning out, but yes.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know if you had done went to Tampa or not. Okay, got you. Um, so these last couple of questions will put you on the spot a little bit, not in a bad way, with
Okay.
just formalities of the interview. I want to know who your drag Rushmore is. You have to give me four girls. You cannot name Antoinette because she's your mother. That's obvious. So I need four entertainers that you would put on your Mount Rushmore of drag.
Like current girls.
No, they could be deceased girls. They could be girls that you looked up to. They could be girls you never even met, but you saw her drag and you loved it. Who would you put on your four Mount? What four would you put on your Mount Rushmore?
I'm gonna give the girls their flowers because I feel like it's due. I think Naisha.
Hmm.
I think Stasha.
Hmm.
I think Giselle Barbie,
Hmm.
and I think Giselle Lord.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Lord because Lord represents like the after me, like I think that she ushered in a whole new group of girls. And I think Giselle stood up to a lot of people and she kept going for her dream with Universe. And I think it made her such a polished individual. I look at Giselle and I'd be like, yes, ma'am. I remember
Hmm.
calling her after every pageant that didn't go our way, the way we wanted, with Universe didn't go the way we wanted. And I wanted to just pour into her
Hmm.
because she has it to me.
Yeah.
Giselle Barbie, it goes without saying. There's no hard feelings with Giselle and I.
Hmm.
Giselle is my sister. Like we have a good time. And we are encouraging. If she do something, I'm quick to being a girl, yes, ma'am. Like I think she is people want to pull out the bad so bad. They want to pull get off her personal life. Get off what you think you know about her. The accolades speak for itself. I
Right,
think Sasha is very misunderstood. I think y'all Sasha probably most scared of y'all. Not in like not in a way like she's scary, but
right,
in a way like, oh, I ain't don't y'all ain't finna hurt me.
right,
Like y'all ain't I ain't cause she'll give you whatever she has.
right.
Like
That's true.
if she like you, she's there. I think that she's misunderstood on so many levels. Um and I'm guilty of misunderstanding her too.
Right, right.
Um
Nah.
Naisha, girl, if you come to the pad, like whenever with Black Universe, first off, Naisha has always greeted me with love and care. But when we at that pageant, she's so serious, girl. She gonna cry too. She's gonna cry too. But I have so much love and admiration and respect for Naisha because she will take something so small and turn it into all the productions you've seen over the years. Um,
Mhm.
she's that to me. I'm like that will be my four.
Okay. Now let's flip the question. Give me two or three up and coming girls that you feel will have longevity like yourself, 20 plus years, still entertaining, still coming back, maybe after hiatus of winning pageants. They don't have to be newcomers, but just girls that you have been seeing lately that you're like, oh yeah, she got it. She if she sticks to it, she's going to be here for a while.
Girl, I'm slightly embarrassed 'cause I when I took my hiatus, I was like,
Who these people? If you give me a hint, then maybe I could kind of form who she
um,
is.
um, Yesha
Okay.
is not up and coming, but I think Yesha is somebody that will be here for a very long time.
Okay.
I think she's truly talented. I think you mentioned Jalissa.
Hmm.
I like Jalissa because Jalissa will do a costume for me and turn it.
Hmm.
I think Chastity will be around for a while. She
Hmm.
has the grounding and the backing to be whatever she wants if she does it, if she wants to. And I'm gonna say Jada P. Like Jada to me, Jada don't she don't do like a lot of pageants, but I think that if 10 years from now she want to do something else, I think she could pop out and just and tear it up again. I
Right.
think
Okay.
that she's absolutely stunning to me. I think her personality is just as beautiful. Um, so yeah, I would go with
Okay.
those.
Gotcha. All right. So these last three regrets, redos, things you wish you wouldn't have done, things you wish you could have. Do you have any of those?
I regret not going back to Duval sooner.
Okay.
I do. Um, does it have to be drag
No,
related?
just anything in life you may have regret or you wish you could have redone or do over or
I regret not going back to Duval. I regret not finishing my schooling. I regret not speaking at my grandmother's birthdays. Twice I missed the opportunity to do that. My grandma is almost 90 right now, and my grandmother has always been supportive of me.
Mhm.
Um, always.
Well, all four of those
That's it.
things can be fixed, can be easily. You can come to Duval next year. You can always go back to school, and your grandmother's still here. So speak at that next birthday.
Absolutely.
Okay. Um, when you think of your life in its totality, not just necessarily with drag, but just Kyla as a whole, without a definition, without an explanation, give me one word that describes your life. There she goes. Somebody calling her again. Y'all, this has been a very great interview, right? Wouldn't you agree? Don't forget this next week, Cosmo Elegance, as well as the NBU prelim, People's August the 2nd. and so much other stuff. Diamond of the South coming up at the end of the month. Everything. She'll come back when they finish calling her. Thank you all for tuning in. I see Gia was on the line. I see Amari was on the line. Mulan, thank you for always supporting. We're going to get you over here soon. She'll come back. So yeah, I hope y'all went out celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Them people don't. Okay, there you go.
Okay. One word, free,
Ooh.
free. I am
We've never.
free.
I've never gotten that word before. Okay, free.
I am free from it all. I am free from feeling like I have to beg folks to be around. I am free from feeling like I have to impress or please somebody else. I am free from any insecurities that I can control. Like I that was in my head. I was hard on myself for no reason.
For no
I
reason.
am free from all of that. And I've heard folks say, oh she glowing. I'm free.
Gosh, that is good. Before I ask the last question, let me ask this. You have given us 2 hours and 5 minutes of amazing conversation. I'm sure you win interview when you do interview, right?
I've never won an interview.
Oh, girl, the judges is stunts. But no, your interview was amazing. I learned a lot about you, and I've been knowing you 20 years. I've
Absolutely.
learned a lot about you. I was able to, we were able to tap into your transparency, topics that you know, were able to talk about. Is there anything though that you want to clear up, discuss? Maybe I didn't ask. We talked about a lot, so I don't know. You know, we can't get your whole life in 2 hours. But is there
Okay.
anything that you would want to put out there, discuss, clear up, or whatever?
No, I
Okay.
so like discuss, clear up. I don't have like you've never heard me in any kind of like public like disputes or bickering back and forth because if I have issues, I do my best to try and address it with those people. So any concerns that anything that any stuff like that is definitely already cleared up. Like
Okay. Gotcha.
I would have to say that moving forward though, I'm only leading with love. There are no discrepancies.
Okay.
There are none. There's no hate. There's nothing like that. Um, yeah,
Okay.
I'm only complimenting and pouring into the girls and boys. We're not none of that.
Okay. So you are Miss Sweetheart. So we will be seeing you on the trail for the next year or so at the walk,
Absolutely.
performing. I'm so excited. So the last question will be this. Give us a nugget. It could be a daily thing, has nothing to do with drag. Just what positive thing that you can give your audience, the people that will come back and watch this, that we can take with us that Kyla has implemented in her life.
Oh, Tran, let me tell you, I talk to myself differently now.
Mhm.
There's no like there's no down talking to me. There's so many people in the world that don't mind tearing you down, don't mind, saying whatever they want to say about you. I'm not adding to that.
Mhm.
So if you're out there and you have that little person on your shoulder who's discouraging and not feeding into you, man, like Portia said, tell that bitch to shut. You need to shut the fuck up, bitch. You need to shut the fuck up. I'm
Okay.
listening. I'm listening to this shoulder with the encouraging, the affirming words, and the uplifting.
Mhm.
We on the good shoulder.
Okay.
We if you find your to the audience, to the folks watching now and to come. I said it the night of my when I got back home that Friday night. If you find yourself in a dark place,
Mhm.
come on out. Come on out. Come on out because that only gets worse. That only gets
Mhm.
worse. Come on out of that closet. Come on out of that dark space.
Right. Okay.
And
Y'all,
allow yourself to
come on
trust
out.
people.
Yeah. That's hard to do for a lot, but it's definitely someone, one person that we all can pour into and trust with whatever it is we may be going through. Thank you, Kyla, so much for this 2+ hours. But you can't
Yes.
go. You cannot go without giving us your signature spank. There you
Girl.
go, guys. Y'all
Oh,
wanted
and hold on.
it.
Wait. I was gonna do that in swimsuit because see, I've been doing my cigarette for a long time.
Yes.
I've been alluding to Act 3 for a long time. I've been
Right.
smacking my ass. But I said, girl, don't smack your ass in no swimsuit. Girl, they gonna get you. When I had looked back at it, I said, girl, I'm finna smack my girl, I'm finna tell my girl, I'm finna do it. I said, no, don't do it. But
So do it now. Don't, what you say? Don't do it, girl. Don't do
don't
it.
do it. They're not gonna
But
receive it,
no,
girl.
we appreciate you. So, guys, of course, you know this will stay up on Facebook for 30 days, YouTube channel for forever. So, Kyla, anybody that was late, if you want to go back and watch it, you feeling down, you want some laugh, and you want some real, true conversation, because we
Absolutely.
like when the girls come be true. Always go back and watch, and we will see you
They
all
be
on next
lying.
week.
Cinco de
There she go.
Mayo.
You say what?
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, guys. All right, Kyla, I'm gonna hit you up in a minute.
Thank you.
All right, bye. All right, guys, there you have it. She came through and she gave us that. Probably one of my favorite interviews. We love when everybody is real. So, I don't want y'all celebrating Cinco de Mayo, but you do what you want to do, honey. They the reason we in the position we in now. But anyway, we will see you all on next week with a great conversationalist. She's probably gonna be using big words and stuff, so I'm gonna need my thesaurus here with me. But I'll see you all next week. Bye.